So friends, in this lab exercise, we are going to learn about an interesting thing, Crontab. What is Crontab? It is a job scheduler. Yes, we have certainly see some commands such as 8 or 80 and a variant of it batch. So in one of my previous videos, maybe in the last 3 or 4 videos, I have mentioned this command and we have seen how to use them. So check them out first. Okay. Now let's see a difference first. So you use AT command when you want to schedule a job to be executed at a later date and time, but only once. Use AT command to run only once. Suppose, what is the date and time right now? Okay, it is 11th April 1454. Okay, so suppose that it is not yet midnight according to this date and time. So I want to run a job and at midnight Monday. So using AT command, it will be executed only once. But next Monday at midnight, it will not be executed. In fact, AT command or AT command will not have any knowledge of that. Okay. So if you want to you do something frequently, use cron tab. Use cron tab command like this. Use hyphen R to remove any previous entries. Use hyphen L. Okay, to list if any entries are there. So use hyphen R with cautious because it will remove all your existing entries, if any. Use hyphen E to modify, update, or edit. So this is your VR Vim editor kind of thing here for editing of your cron tab entries. So a challenge is there. Okay, what is the challenge? You don't know how to mm, mark the entries. So you can just put a comment there and your comments should be meaningful. Okay, so anything that begins with the hash symbol there is a comment, and comment means it will be ignored by the program. So you have a nice comment there. You can say that the first field has your minute value, the next field has the hours value. Okay, so minute, so you can have something like this, 0 to 59. Okay, same for the hours field, so 0 to 59, sorry, 0 to 23, and then day of the month, so what day it is, like first or 30th, 31st, 20th, whatever. So day value, so day could be your first to 31st depending on the month. Now another is you can have month value also, so like Jan to December, so you can specify your 0 1 to 12. Then the next field is day of the week, so it could be Monday, it could be Sunday, Friday, in between. So 0 means Sunday, so 0 to 6, and then your actual command. Okay, so these fields are there. So now let's have a comment here, and what comment we have? We have that run disk check every minute. So before we schedule anything, just mention briefly what it is about and mention any reference case number or ticket number. Okay, so whatever ticket number is there, so it makes sense actually, so that anybody if even if you it is okay, that anybody is you after some months you look at the entries and you can see why you did this thing. Okay, so next the actual job entry. So in the hours, in the minutes field, I specify star there, in the hours as well, in the day as well, in the month value as well, and in the day of week as well. So those five values, five fields, okay, I have stars in them. And then the actual command. So my command is run this command df with hyphen h option and send the output into this file tmp and just disk check dot log. Okay, so you are familiar with this command already, I believe so. Okay, so this will show the status of all of your disks or partitions, how much disk space is available, and using the double greater than sign, we are, updating our log file. So this file is not already present there. We can have a second session here open. So duplicate this current session. This session, I login as root. Let us verify. So this file is already not present there. Okay, I also change the color of this session. Now, the thing is, another, let's make one more entry. Check CPU load or system load. Okay, every every 5 minutes. So that means at an interval of 5 minutes. Okay, it could be 2 minutes also, 3 minutes also, whatever you like, or it could be like every hour. Okay, so that means 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., like that. So every 5 minutes in this case. Okay, any reference ticket we have? Let's say 002. So how to say every 5 minutes? Okay, so we have seen that star means irrespective of in the minute field, it means irrespective of what the current minute is, irrespective of what the hours value currently is. Okay, just like that for the other fields as well. So here, if I say star by or slash or oblique 5, it would mean every 5 minutes. So you can specify a step like that. Okay, I can also say one here, so it would mean every 1 minute. Okay, so star also has the same meaning, so we can ignore this for every minute. Sorry, yes, every minute. But for every 2 minutes, you can say like that. So every 5 minutes, that is the value. In the hours, if I say every 5 hours, so that means if it is going to be executed at let's say 5 a.m., then the next scheduling is 10 a.m. Okay, so 5 hours gap is there. But here what we want is irrespective of the hours value, the day value or the month value and the day of the week. Every 5 minutes run this job. What job it is? Uptime. I want to capture the output of the uptime command and put it into this file temporary, let's say CPU. So CPU load, we are checking CPU load dot log. Okay, fine. So two examples we have given. Now let's save our file, the crontab. Okay, now use -l to check what crontab entries are there. Run the date command to check what the current date and time is. So it is 15 hours, 2 minutes, 29 seconds. And this job is scheduled for every minute. So at 15:03 this should be executed. So we have to wait for some seconds only. And there is a log file. There is a log file related to your cron program, crontab program. Okay, so cron daemon. So we can monitor the log entries in that file also. So for now, I'm going to do this thing. Empty this file. Okay, so it has no logs from the previous commands, from the previous jobs. Now I can set it to monitor any for any new entries. Now let's run the date command again. So our job was actually executed, but we removed all the previous logs, you know. So nothing is showing up here, but we can check the disk check was done or not. So let's run this command, ls command, to check if the file is there. The file is there. The file certainly has some data in it. So let's use get command to check the data. So we have the data from this df command. Okay, so our job was scheduled and it was executed. Now let's see if it is executed again. So we have to wait for a few seconds only. Okay, by this time it is already done. Okay, so df command was executed at 15:04. So let's do this at 15:04. It was updated. Okay, so we always have the latest data in this file, and the previous data is also present there because we use double greater than sign in the cron tab. Let's check that again. We have those double greater than signs, so file will not be overwritten to. Okay, so the new output will be appended to the existing data in the file. So at the end of the file we have the output from the df command. Okay, yes, this thing can be improved. We can have the output from the date and time also, so that we know when something went wrong. Okay, so we'll modify our cron tab. Use cron tab hyphen e. Okay, in this session you can see that every minute our df is executed. We also have the uptime. Okay, it was executed at 15 hours 5 minutes. Okay, so 15:05, and we can cross verify here. So cron tab hyphen l, what is the file name? This is the file name, ls hyphen l. Yes, and output. So only one line is there because it is supposed to be executed only once every 5 minutes. So we have to wait for another few minutes. Okay. So next is 15:10. Okay. So after 4 minutes or so, it will be executed. We'll check that anyhow. In the meanwhile, let's modify our cron tab entries for both of them actually. So what we want to do is we want to capture the output from the date command also. So what we do, we can we can club them together like this. Okay, so using those parentheses we can have multiple commands in them, so they will be grouped together and output from all of them will be sent into this file. So for this also we can do the same thing. Sounds good to you? Let's verify. You see, this installing new cron tab just means that updating your cron tab entries. Okay, there is no program being installed, but you also should verify any command in advance whether it works or not. This works fine. Okay, output from date, output from uptime, both are showing up, no error. So there should not be any error when the cron tab program executes our jobs. Let's see. So we are still waiting. Let's run the date command. Okay, so after a few seconds our df command would be executed. Now in the meanwhile we learn more about cron tab entries. So guys, as I told you that it is a nice practice to have a comment there for every job entry. Okay, so let's make it that backup something. So you want to back up your data, maybe your logs, maybe your application data, your server data, your web server data, okay, your Oracle or MySQL database related stuffs. You want to back up your data and transfer them to some other backup server maybe, or just compress your files, okay, to free up disk space. So compress files, logs, maybe logs under slash where slash log, and you can specify any application specific directory or just var log and anything you want. So compress logs under this directory. Okay, now we can specify a reference number for this. Okay, why I'm saying reference number? Because in your company, in your organization or project, you must have a ticket to do anything, or maybe some email communication. So how frequently you want it? So let's say that I want it to happen at midnight. So 0 0 0 in the minute field, 0 in the hours field. So that means midnight. And we are not bothered about the day of the month, what month it is, and what day of the week it is. And what is the command you want to run or script? If you have any script, okay. So zip anything which is under slash where slash log, maybe something like this, HTTPD. So only my um, web server related logs will be compressed. So specify star there because zip does not work on directories. We don't have to capture the output from the gzip, so no need to capture the output. Just save it. Now check the date and time. So it is 15 hours currently. So for midnight, we have to wait for several hours actually. Okay. In the meanwhile, we see that our date df command was executed. Our uptime was also executed. We don't have to check those outputs. But if you want to, we can see, for example, this disk related. So Control C I hit here, less command. We edit this entry later, right? In the cron tab. So the output from the date is also there, and then the disk status. Okay, so we know at this particular day and time, this was the status of our disks. So this scenario is a very simple one. You can have any other scenario, but yes, this is also very useful. Okay, so now what we can do, instead of waiting for several hours, we can just change the current date and time. So date hyphen s, you can change temporarily your date and time values. So let's see. So this is hours value, right? So we can make it 23, and this is the minutes value. So let's make it 59, and this is the second value. So let's make it 45. Okay, so when I hit the enter key, after 15 seconds, it will be midnight. Crontab hyphen L. So at midnight, this command would be executed if it sees any logs there. If it sees any logs there, okay. But post the midnight, this command did its work. Okay, okay. So the next thing we should learn is modify um, these fields for the time. So what you can do is you can refer to this main 5 cron tab. Okay, notice I'm using main 5. If I don't use 5 here, it will just show me the manual page for the cron tab command itself. Okay, like this. So it will tell me what options I can use, okay, etc, etc. But if I use main 5 here, so it will refer to the crontab file formatting. You see file formats. So here I can see how I can format my file. So you will have lots of materials here. See, we just learned about this, the fields for the time and date, and in the fields such as time in the time fields such as in the minute or hour, if you specify like this a list of values, so in the hours field it would mean run at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., like that. But if I have something like this, so that would mean, notice that there is a comma, not a space. Okay, dash means range. So 0 dash 4 means 0. Let's say if in the hours field I put 0, that means midnight. Okay, so at midnight, so you run the job, then you run at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Okay, then don't do anything until 8 a.m. Okay, so we have excluded certain hours and we have included certain hours. Okay, we can say that way also. So play with those things. So like that. So 0 to 23 every 2 hours. Or you can also say star slash 2 every 2 hours. You can also say this thing midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. And I'm telling you, many system admins, Linux system admins do this thing. Okay, instead of writing this long string, you can just say this. Step values are also permitted after the asterisk or the star. So like this. So play with those values, guys. We have certain words also. So at reboot, you can specify. So run once after reboot. So you want some job to be executed whenever your system is rebooted. Only then run this, not frequently. Okay. So when 31st December is over, okay, it is midnight, 1st January is hit, then run this program. Star means I don't bother about the value of the week. It could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, any day it is. But if I specify, then it will be taken care of. To mean daily, that means midnight, you can specify this, which we just did, right? Explore this file, main 5 cron tab. So I hope that you got the concept, and we'll certainly talk about cron tab more in details in a later video. So thank you. Bye bye.